and that other drivers who don't move out of the way fast enough. And if that happens, officers will get more aggressive even with their efforts to stop this suspect. And again, you see he's really moving, picking it up, putting it down. This is we're told, a Nissan Altima. Looks like a fairly new vehicle. Passing vehicles now on the shoulder, has appeared to have made his way out of the HOV lane back onto I-10. And again, passing on the shoulder. You see the stop sticks there on the left-hand side of that vehicle. On the left would be the HOV lanes, and now in the main lanes of I-10. Again, coming up now, approaching probably the 610 loop. So if he's on the far right, he's going to be taking the 610 loop, which is always a slow go, especially on the west loop around the Galleria area. And it's going to be approaching 70 to 80 miles per hour is what we're told at this point. Now, if these people are believed to be driving a stolen car, if they're suspects in another crime, police or the deputies are operating under the assumption that the suspects will be heavily armed, perhaps. And under those circumstances, any confrontation, any type of standoff gets really complicated, because when the bullets fly, people can get hurt or even killed. Another danger here is the speed and the uncertainty.
We can get the chopper around, see if I can't get a cross street for where he is at right now. Okay, he's heading eastbound on Town and Country Road.
Okay, so that's right in the Town and Country shopping area there, which is also near City Center. Certainly a very busy area for a lot of shoppers, especially this time of year. And Andy, at this point, we don't know why this person's running. Have you seen any high speeds here?
We did. We caught him on eastbound I-10, coming eastbound from Highway 6, and that's when we caught him on I-10, and he was going pretty fast. We were doing about 108 miles an hour trying to catch him, and now he just stopped inside this parking lot.
Okay, stop the car, and where are officers at this point?
I have not seen it. I have not seen an officer yet since we got on scene with this high-speed vehicle.
Okay, we're seeing him back up now, Andy. It looks like he's going to go ahead and take, looks like he's going to take off again here.
Yeah, the police helicopter is definitely on top of him, as well as I just looked out my window and saw the police helicopter, HPD helicopter, is over him as well. So hopefully the ground units will be on top of him momentarily.
Well, and it's worth noting it's been very beneficial for police officers to have our news helicopter over these scenes, and it's good that they have their chopper up there as well, because especially on some of these side streets and in these residential areas, it must be very difficult to follow these suspects. Do you have any idea what kind of car that is?
It looks like a Toyota, maybe it's a Nissan. It looks like a Nissan Maxima or a Nissan Altima four-door vehicle type thing.
We don't know how many people are inside at this point, but you can see them driving on the wrong side of the street just to cross past some of that traffic.
And Andy, we know this is, as we were saying earlier, kind of a busy area sometimes with the shopping that goes on. Looks like he's able to get out of some of those side streets now, and he's definitely hitting some higher speeds. Now, we know we got a tight shot from what we're getting from Sky Eye HD at this point, but from your vantage point, are police close to this guy at all?
Well, when we were around Town and Country, we did see an officer bypass him on the other lanes, and I don't know if that guy just swung around with a U-turn and tried to get him, but he just got back on I-10, and he's heading back towards I-10 eastbound towards town.
Okay, and very high speeds as soon as this person hit the freeway, and actually even on that entrance ramp, obviously passing vehicles left and right on both sides already at a very high speed.
Yeah, that is correct, Alona. I do see a few officers behind him. They're I would say about a half a mile behind him, trying to close as fast as they possibly can.
And Andy, what kind of speeds are you guys doing right now in Sky Eye HD to keep up with this guy who is really moving at this point?
Yeah, Matt, the pilot, just told me we're doing 120 miles an hour, and we're having a hard time keeping up with him.
Yeah, it's just disturbing to see someone driving this fast on the freeway, unsuspecting drivers all around them. We're going to be getting into some rush hour, crossing Blaylock right now on I-10. So we're going to get into that area right around the loop here before too long, and it's really going to start getting packed. As you can see, people on motorcycles, and again, having no idea that this person's coming flying up behind them.
And right now, Andy, I believe you're telling us he got eastbound once again on I-10. So at this point, is it fair to say he's heading back into town?
That is correct, Eric. He is heading I-10 eastbound, approaching the loop as we speak.
Yeah, and that 610 loop area is usually a pretty crowded area. Hopefully at 6 minutes after 4, you know, you don't know what traffic is going to be like at this point, but this is somebody who doesn't look like they have any intention of slowing down whatsoever for anything that gets into their way. Are they in the HOV lanes? And it looks like they have a blowout.
He was in the HOV lane. He just did like a 4-lane cut. Oh, now he's onto the right side of there, maybe trying to exit. Yeah, he looks like he's going to exit.
I think I'm seeing a problem at that right front tire, correct? You may be having a hard time on your monitor, but it looks like something's hanging off the car. I thought maybe it was a blowout, but that tire seems to be okay at this point. It might just be the fender.
Yeah, it might be a part of the fender. It might be a part of, the light act. It just stopped. I just lost him back. Okay, now he's turning around and going the westbound on the eastbound lanes, trying to exit off.
Yeah, so he really hit the brakes right there, Andy, and has basically just done a 180. Now he's heading back on the frontage road.
The wrong way.
Westbound. Yes, very, very worth noting right there, as Alona said, the wrong way on the frontage road. This is not a good scene right here. We're just hoping this doesn't end with a collision at this point.
Yeah, it's not a good situation.
And Andy, unfortunately, we're having some issues with our signal, but we are just going to stay on this because, you know, we don't know where officers are at this point. We don't want you to take your eye off of this vehicle. He's going to go right under the chopper, and I know this is sort of a difficult maneuver for you all to try to keep your eye on that vehicle, right? So we don't want to pan back to see how far off officers are, but when we see someone driving like this, no doubt it's hard to keep up with them.
Yeah, the only bit of good news here is luckily this guy's had to slow down because he's getting at some of these busier areas now as we're definitely past the top of the 4 o'clock hour and getting inching anyway a bit closer to rush hour. Looks like we've got his driver's side door open. Looks like he's about to jump out of the car.
We're around Wirt Road, I understand.
Near Wirt Road? Okay.
Yeah.
And you can see him heading over in the direction of maybe some apartment complexes over there. And this guy's just got a backpack on him and
Now
something in his hand. He's running.
he's also in the jurisdiction of the village's police departments, and I am certain that they are transmitting about this chase. I'm just
as well. Now we'll see where this actually ends up, because at this point he's disappeared under the canopy of those trees. So this is the northeast corner of Chimney Rock and Memorial. So again, we're south of I-10, being pursued by deputy constables and Houston police. The suspect had been leading police on this chase for about 20-25 minutes or so. A theft suspect from a cell phone store. You see the helicopter that's down below. That's one of the police units, again, that's in pursuit. You see he is now in this apartment complex, making his way through this apartment complex, trying to make his escape. And this is where those helicopters can come in handy. Both ours and also those from the police department. They will help identify where that suspect is. We now know he's wearing some kind of black sweatshirt, has a backpack over his shoulder, blue jeans, got out of a vehicle that he abandoned right there on the corner of Chimney Rock and Memorial. He tried to go over the median to get around the traffic, may have just bottomed out there. You see these apartment complexes back up to the bayou there that runs right underneath and parallel to Memorial Drive and right underneath Chimney Rock. So again, this may end up turning into a foot chase. Again, you see the police helicopter going past. And this is where it's going to get a little dicier for police officers who are now going to be going in a foot pursuit after this suspect. They'll be going into this apartment complex and trying to either search door to door or go to the back of this complex where he was last seen. I can tell you the officers will operate under the assumption that this suspect is armed, since it is believed that he did commit a crime earlier in the day, was leading police on this high-speed pursuit, and eventually ended up crashing the vehicle into a retaining wall, made a turn, was going the wrong way, down an entrance ramp to the freeway, got off the freeway, exited the wrong way, then made another turn on Chimney Rock, and now came to a halt at Chimney Rock and Memorial Drive, and then moved into this apartment complex after abandoning his vehicle. So again, we can tell you that this started 25 minutes ago. This is out in West Harris County, made its way through some neighborhoods on surface streets. Precinct 5 deputy constables were in hot pursuit. HPD ended up joining the pursuit, and now the helicopters are over this scene looking for this suspect. That building that you see on the right, I believe, if this is correct, is the building where President George Bush has his offices, which is on the corner there, or near the corner of Chimney Rock and Memorial. Yes, indeed it is. Been in that building before, and in that close proximity is where that suspect has made his move. Now, it does appear that this suspect has eluded police, at least at this point, but we can tell you they will be in hot pursuit after this, because this person has abandoned this vehicle, has crashed a vehicle, has gone the wrong way, and now is on foot in this neighborhood out in West Houston, somewhere in the vicinity of Chimney Rock and Memorial Drive. We will continue to follow this story. We will continue to stream this footage live on our website, KHLU.com. We'll continue to gather more information on it about the suspect, of the pursuit of this suspect, and what actually, how this actually comes to a conclusion, and bring you further updates today on 11 News at 5. In the meantime, we'll take you now back to Oprah for our regularly scheduled programming.
For continuing the beginning of the car chase, we do not know, but we do know that there was a theft from an AT&T store shortly before the chase began. If you look at your screen right now, you can see several Houston police officers, it appears, with their guns drawn, walking along the edges of the wooded area. If the individual is inside that wooded area, he may be trying to just camouflage himself, or maybe just stay out of sight of the officers. But there are a number of officers on the scene right now. They are casually walking around that wooded area. They have set up a perimeter to make sure that the individual who was involved in the car chase does not get out of that area that they are concentrating on right now. We have not seen any search dogs, but they will probably bring those search dogs out to the scene in order to try and pick up a scent from the individual. They may have to take those dogs to the car that was abandoned first in order for the dogs to actually pick up a scent and then follow that scent through that residential area. There is a little bit of a waterway, a bayou, a canal, that the individual may be near. As you see, there is an individual, guns drawn at the individual. This may be the same individual who had the backpack and who had gotten out of the vehicle. Police apparently have found someone in the wooded area. They're taking him down right now. You have Houston police and deputy constables from Precinct 5 involved in this particular takedown right now. Office in Precinct 5 and also HPD. They were able to go through the area, and they apparently have found an individual. He is now in custody. We do not know what charges other than evading police that he will be charged with, but we will update this situation in just about 45 minutes when we come to Fox 26 News at 5 p.m. We have an end to a police chase you are viewing right there. The suspect is now in custody, and we will have more when we bring you Fox 26 News at 5 and 5:30. I'm Jose Grignon. I'll see you at 5.